In this video, we are going to learn the process of addition and subtraction of rational expressions, and we'll be concluding that addition of rational numbers are closed, like that is rational plus rational gives you a rational expression, or even in subtract you will end up getting the same rational expression. Okay, so before going into the actual rational expressions, their addition or subtraction, let us revisit the basic addition of rational numbers. How do you add these two numbers here? I have 2/5 plus 7/6. In order to add those two rational numbers, I have to find the least common denominator between 5 and 6, that is 30. 30 is the least common multiple between 5 and 6. Since they are in the denominator, we can as well say the least common denominator is 30. So I have to change this 5 as 30. How do you do that? This 5 times 6 I'll do. So whatever I do to the denominator, do the same on the numerator. So 2/5 changed to 12 over 30. There is a plus, write down plus. Now this 7 over 6 will change to what? 6 I have to multiply by 5, so that 6 times 5 becomes 30. So because I multiplied the denominator 6 by 5, do the same to this 7, right? So 7 times 5 gives you 35 over 6 times 5 is 30, right? Now we have the same denominator. The denominator 5 and 6 changed to 30, so we'll write 30 here, and 30 is there, so just add the numerators, that is 12 plus 35, which is equal to 12 plus 35 is how much? 47 over 30. It cannot be simplified further, so that is the answer. That is the addition of 2/5 plus 7 over 6, right? Now what about this 3 over 10 plus 8 over 15? These denominators are slightly different from this 5 and 6. Between 5 and 6 there was no common factor, so you just multiplied and said 30 is the least common multiple. But in this case we see some common factor, so 150 is not going to be your least common denominator, but something else. So how do you do that? Just I think this is the easiest way. Let me show you. 10, the factors of 10 are 2. I can write 10 as product of prime factors, that is 2 times 5, that is 10, and 15 is written as 3 times 5. So to find that least common denominator between 10 and 15, LCD is equal to, I'll copy all these prime factors. I'll start up with 2, then 5, then 3, and again you have 5. So you don't have to write it. This repetition of factors is not necessary. So only one time you copied 5, that's enough. So let us see the product. 2 times 5, that is 10, and 10 times 3 is 30. So in this case also 30 is the least common denominator, and that is true because 10 can divide 30 and even 15 divides 30. Yes, we are on right track. Now the process is the same. How do you simplify? 10 I have to change to 30, so I'll do times 3 here. There also times 3 will give you 3 times 3, 9 over 30, plus I have to make 15 as 30, so 15 times 2, there 8 times 2. Whatever you do to the denominator, do the same thing to the numerator. That is 8 times 2 gives you 16 over 15 times 2 is 30. So both the denominators are same, hence add them up. I'll write down 30 at the bottom and 9 here. 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16 is how much? That gives you 25 over 30. And simplifying 25 over 30, we know 5 is the common factor. 5 divides 25 5 times, and it divides 30 6 times. So your result, the sum of those two rational numbers is 5 over 6. That is 3/10 plus 8 over 15 gives us 5 over 6. So now what if you have to add two rational expressions? Like here I have 3 over x plus 3 plus 2 over x minus 3. How do you add those two? Before going into this problem, let me show you one example. Just let us consider something like 3 over x plus, let me take 5 over y. What is the sum of these two rational expressions? Right? So x is there and y, those two are the denominators, x and y. So I can say that my least common denominator is x times y, that is xy. Okay, so that part is done. Now this x I have to change as x times y. So how do you do that? Same. In the denominator I had x, I want y also, so I'll multiply x times y. So because I multiplied this denominator x with y, do the same thing to the numerator, 3 times y. Okay, so that's 3 plus, over here in the second denominator I have y. This y I had to write it as x times y. So multiply y with x. Y times x is yx or xy, just the same thing. Now on the numerator, this 5 should be multiplied by x because I multiplied the denominator with x, numerator also x. So now we have both the denominators are same. Xy here, they are also xy. So write common denominator xy for both of them, and then this xy is gone here, so you are left with 3y on the first numerator plus this xy is already there, write down 5x. So your answer is 5x plus 3y over xy. Right, I'll write 5x plus 3y over xy. Right, this makes some sense, I think, when just x and y is there, multiply and you got the thing. Now let's go back to the given problem. In this case I can say that my least common denominator is how much? This whole thing, x plus 3 and times x minus 3, because there is no common factor between those two. I have to just write down x plus 3 times x minus 3. That is my least common denominator. So my next task is to change this denominator x plus 3 as x plus 3 times x minus 3. How do you do that? Let us see. This denominator, I have x plus 3, but I'm looking for x plus 3 times x minus 3. So the denominator x plus 3 is multiplied by x minus 3. So the numerator 3 also will be multiplied by x minus 3. What I did to the denominator, I did the same to the numerator. That is multiplying by x minus 3. There is a plus sign, I'll write plus. Now the next fraction, 2 over x minus 3. So I'm looking for x plus 3 times x minus 3. Out of this x minus 3 I already have. I have to multiply with x plus 3. So that x minus 3, this x minus 3 is multiplied with x plus 3. So that both the denominators are same now. Now on the top, on the numerator, I have 2. So the 2 I should multiply by x plus 3. Right? So x minus 3 is multiplied by x plus 3. So 2 is also multiplied by x plus 3. So our main task of getting the same denominators is done. Our denominators now are x plus 3 times x minus 3. So it is the common denominator. Between them you have x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, so this denominator is already there. Just copy the numerator, which is 3 times x minus 3. There is a plus. Now this denominator is already considered, that we are saying that it is the common denominator for both the fractions. So I have a plus, and then the leftover numerator is 2 times x plus 3. Now you can simplify the numerator further. How do you do that? So once we reach this step, that the 3 over x plus 3, you all got it, no? Plus 2 over x minus 3, that is simplified to this form, and then we can't leave it right there. We can simplify further. Now I'll use my distributive property. 3 times x, 3x, minus 3 times 3, that's 9, plus 2 times x, 2x, and 2 times 3. There's a plus sign, so 2 times 3, so plus 6. And in the denominator, you have x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay. Now what happens to the numerator? This is like terms, 3x and 2x, they are the like terms. So 3x's added to 2x's gives you 5x's, and then negative 9 plus 6, negative 9 plus 6 will give us negative 3. Remove the smaller from the greater number, put that negative sign. So that's minus 3 here. And in the denominator, we have x plus 3 times x minus 3. So the sum of the two rational expressions 3 over x plus 3 plus 2 over x minus 3 results in this 5x minus 3 over x plus 3 times x minus 3, right? So that is again a rational expression. Now take a minute and try to answer this problem, which is similar to that example which we discussed just now. That is 5 over x plus 7 plus 3 over x minus 7. Please try.